Okay, today's marketing lesson, this is 101, and I'm sure you're doing it, but is it clear when people go to your website that they can opt in? Now, a lot of people just wanting to make sure that they're not overly being too markety or too pushy, they kind of hide their opt-in a little bit. And here's where they're faked out. They think people are looking for it. They think people are just focused on how do I find to come opt in on your site? And they're not. If it's not clear, if you can't see it within the first few seconds, they're not going to find it. So I've got to say, when people come to your website, that should be the number one thing you want to do is make sure to find a way to build a relationship with them, and that's through an opt-in. So typically you'll see it on the top right-hand corner, right below the banner, your key banner, but there's multiple strategic places to put your opt-in, but make it where it's clear. If you had 5 people go to your website, you have to ask them, was it clear where to opt in, what I'm receiving, what the value is of what I'm receiving, and then ask them, was it compelling? Did they want to do it? Because if your free opt-in offer, free download, free interview, free ebook, a free consultation, a free newsletter, if it's not compelling, people aren't going to do it. So I've got to ask you, when people go to your website, is it staring them in the face? Is it clear as day? Yes, here is something that's massively valuable that they're going to want and that they're going to opt in and sign up. So now you can go build a relationship with them. Now, in addition to just your website, we're all familiar with pop-ups, or I even prefer the pop under, and that comes up 5 or 6 seconds after they're on the website. And then of course some people have exit pops, and so I ask you to use your best judgment. It's something you can test. You can test how your current opt-in does. Then when you add a pop under that comes up 5, 6 seconds later, how does that work? How does it work when you have an exit pop with a special offer? Just go ahead and test it. I remember at Jim Rohn International and YourSuccessStore.com, I remember when we added the pop-up, or the pop under, I like to call it, because pop-up blockers don't block it, and it doesn't come up immediately. And it's not static. It doesn't shut down the page, so you can't continue to read the page. It's more subtle than that, and that's what you don't want to make people mad. But our numbers were so undeniably higher with that additional pop-up reminder that for whatever feedback I got that was negative, I had to ignore it because the numbers just told me I've got to keep doing it. And I constantly checked my numbers, and my numbers just validated that it worked. And so that's what you have to do. You have to just double check it. You have to try it with and without and see what happens with your numbers. But either way, don't assume just because you know where you have that clever little opt-in that everyone else is going to see it. Or maybe you just have a button and they click the button and then it takes them to an opt-in page or a sales page. They're not always going to notice that. If it's just part of the design of the website and it's a cute little piece of artwork that says free something, but it doesn't look like a traditional opt-in, I tell you, many people are going to miss that. So anyway, just be cognizant. No one's going to care as much as you do. No one's going to notice the subtleties as much as you do. So go talk to 5 people. Go talk to Inner Circle group and say, when you went there, was it clear? Did you notice it? Was it compelling? Is it something you would have done? What suggestions do you have? And then test the additional pieces like the pop up, the pop under, the exit pop. That's it for today.